I assigned it for 50,300.
300. Okay.
Yeah.
So you made
10,000.
Hey, let's go. Let's
Yeah,
go.
I made 10,000 from it because actually that buyer, she couldn't sleep at night, I guess, because she was really thinking about it. Because I feel like that same day when she came in and looked at the property, there was another buyer that was coming in. I was meeting that day.
Really? What's up, YouTube? It's Matthew here, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I have my friend George, and he's going to talk about how he got his very first wholesale real estate deal. Before we go on, be sure to like this video, subscribe, turn on post notification bell, and comment down below. All right, everyone. So before we go on, please comment down below on if you have gotten your first wholesale deal or different ways that you're getting your first wholesale deal. Also subscribe and like this video. Today is a different format. This is actually my first time doing an interview, talking to someone about how they got their wholesale deal. So today I'd like to introduce you to you all, George.
Hey guys.
And actually George is the boyfriend of my sister, younger sister, but he lives around the area, and that's how I know him mainly. And he was interested in wholesaling real estate, and so he took massive action, and I gave him some tips and pointers, but it was all him doing everything and how he got his deal. So without further So let's just start. So George, I want to first talk about how you got started in real estate, or how did you find out about wholesaling real estate?
Well, that's an interesting question because, when I was in school in college, I didn't know nothing about, entrepreneurship, know nothing about, investing in real estate. It's not until after I graduated, then I started, everything started crumbling down. Looking for a job,
got serious.
Looking for jobs and everything. And I'm just like, man, I just need to find a way to make money, at least to the side, at least on the side.
Right.
So it's like, I was just, searching over the internet, the good old Google, and then I've been hearing about real estate for so long. I hear people saying that it's the best way to generate income pretty quickly. So I was like, okay, why not? So I was like, I was tapping into real estate, but I didn't know anything about wholesaling yet, though. I've been hearing about flipping real estate,
rentals,
buying holds, but I never heard about the wholesaling part, because when you flipping a property, of course you need money and all that stuff, and I was like, I don't got money.
Right. You're a college student.
Graduate, fresh out of college, graduate.
True.
I was like, I have no money, but then I think it was, on YouTube I went to, and I just typed in ways to make money in real estate, and then wholesaling came up. And the first person, if I can remember, I think it's Tom Crow, wholesaling.
Tom Crow. A lot of people. That's how people.
That's how I know.
That's
like they're like the first people that I
on the search results. Right.
So wholesaling Inc. Tom Crow. I watched a little video. Him going through the steps. Going through list source and all that stuff. How he acquired his deals or whatever. I'm just like, you know what? I'm gonna try that too. Right. But not the list source part, because I tried that. A lot of money.
Yeah.
But I kept on listening to different people, like Cody Sperber,
Clever Investor.
Yes, Clever Investor. Antonio Edwards.
The OG.
Yeah. And Brent, Brent Daniels.
Brent Daniels. TTP.
Right.
Yeah.
So I just look into those guys, and really, like, how I get started, really get started is through Antonio Edwards' program, the House Flipping Academy.
Okay.
Basically, he had all the scripts in there, and I already kind of knew about the wholesaling process before the program, but it was a great refresher, and I take his contracts from there, his assignment contracts from there as well.
Okay. But, so is that a paid course that you paid for?
It was just $47.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, but that shows something, because a lot of people, they want to learn all these stuff, but when you actually take the time to invest money into something, then it pushes you to take more action.
Right, for sure.
So that was really good.
Yeah. So I get his contracts, his scripts or whatever, and going through different scripts because I don't have money.
Hey.
And it took me basically 2 years to get my first deal.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Actually, because I've been trying to learn about this stuff like crazy. So, I look at different scripts, whatever, and I start formulating my own script.
Right.
Like, taking key pointers, from different people and all that, and I start formulating my own script on what to say or whatever. So, I think when the rubber meets the road,
hey.
it was 2020, this year, and I was still broke. I was like, no, this is a new decade.
Right.
I got to do something. I was tired of just staying without any money.
Right.
Because different situations happen in my life or whatever, but it drives me to be like, okay, I can't just sit down here.
Right.
I can't just sit down.
Action.
Yeah, I can't just sit down and keep on learning the same thing over and over.
Right.
You know what to do.
Yeah, exactly.
Just go and do it.
Exactly.
Right.
That's a good point. So you said, I guess about 2 years ago. That's when you found out too about wholesaling.
Yeah. I found out about it. Then I was learning about it, and I was actually pretty scared to even try it. Honestly.
Wow,
yeah. So
crazy.
it's that's why a lot of time has passed, and I haven't got my deal as quickly as possible.
Right.
I was really thinking on it,
and just learning,
right.
And that's the thing that we call in this industry is analysis by paralysis, right? Where
analysis
you're
paralysis.
Where you're just in that stage of just learning,
but you're
never taking action,
right?
And then I guess in 2020, things came up, pushed you to actually take, steps to get your deal.
Right. Serious things start coming. I was like, I can't do it.
Right.
I just got to do it. I remember the dates as clearly as today.
Okay.
Because these are the dates I will never forget.
Okay. So let's get into that. So, what was the date and what was your marketing channel and different things?
Right. Okay. The date was January 5th. I think it was a Sunday this year.
Okay.
And
so it was early in January.
Yeah.
Like 2020. New
year,
new
as
me.
As soon as January starts, I was like, I'm gonna do it. Here we go.
Okay.
But January 5th, I was like, because I woke up that morning, I was just so honestly, I was just so angry with myself. I was like, man, you're not doing nothing. You just staying there, not doing nothing. You out here just learning these things, and you're not doing. And I was like, all right, time to change my life, at least for the better. Right. So I woke up that day. I was like, man, you know what? Let's do it.
Enough is enough.
You
gotta take some action.
Right. But during those 2 years, I tapped into it a little bit.
It wasn't consistent.
It wasn't super consistent. I just tap in. Of course, I talked to some people, but they were terrible deals. I didn't know how to analyze at the time.
Okay.
I didn't know how to make offers and stuff like that.
Right.
But I guess I was kind of trying, but it wasn't like I was doing the right thing.
Exactly.
So it's like, so I still consider that as
Right.
Still.
So during those 2 years. So you did talk to a few people.
Yeah, I did.
It wasn't as much.
It wasn't as much as
targeted lists.
Right.
I just a motivated seller.
Right. I just I'm just like, okay, I have this system. Pull this house.
Right.
Oh yeah, I want to sell my house. Okay, great. Because I always fall for the first yes.
Right.
Time.
You get so excited.
Right.
Like, someone said yes.
Right.
It's not really a deal.
Right. And I think I called you that time too. And I was like. And you were like, yeah, I don't know about this one. I was like, hey. But in this, it is up and down. It's like
there's ups and downs. Yeah, exactly.
But it still took me 2 years to get my first.
Yeah. Hey.
But January 5th. Let's get back to
okay.
Yeah. January 5th. Yes, I woke up that Sunday morning. I was like, something gotta change. Something gotta change. And then I just pick up the phone. Oh, marketing channel.
What was your main source of marketing channel? How'd you find the lead and different things like that?
Like I said,
I
don't have money.
Okay, that's all good.
Yeah, I don't have money to like Matthew, get direct mail.
No.
I'm just like, you know what, I'm gonna try to, you know, since, you know, this is my first real push, I'm gonna just keep it as simple as possible. So I invested in this software that, you know, generates leads, you know, using, you know, of course, county records.
Right. And what was that software?
It's called PropStream.
PropStream, like, yeah, you guys don't know.
But yeah, so I look there, and of course I look at tutorials on how to use it as well. You know, Antonio Edwards also taught how to use it as well. So, you know, I follow that. You know, and I pull up, you know, I create a vacant property list, you know, vacant property, you know, 50% equity, you know, individual owners, you know, to keep it real easy, for start, for starters.
So those were, so you vacant properties, that was one criteria, and then you said 50% of equity.
Right.
Did you have any other criteria?
Yes, residential single families, you know, to keep it simple.
Right.
And, you know, of course, making sure that, you know, it's, to me, I'm not trying to, you know, get properties that are too big, you know, because of repairs. Yeah. So I also like filtered the list out square footage as well, from 2,000 square feet
or less,
and and below.
Gotcha.
So so that was my criteria.
Did you do any like years of ownership or anything like that?
Actually, yes. Wow, you really? Actually, yes. I filtered it for 10 years and above.
Okay.
Yeah. 10 years and above. Yeah. And, you know, boom, there's a list. And, you know, I start hammering it in.
So how big, let's say, how big was your list, your initial list with that criteria?
Actually, it was around like, it wasn't super big. I think it was around like 70 properties.
Really?
Yes.
Wow,
yes. At the time.
Great. Okay.
Yeah, at the time. I don't know if because of the filters or whatever.
Right.
But at the time, it was super small. I think it was 70. But now, you know, since I've been, you know, filtering with it.
Right.
It's like.
Yeah.
But anyways,
Okay, so you started, I guess, calling these people, right? So
I started calling.
How did you call them? Did you just use your personal cell, or did you use the software?
Oh no. I went the cheap way, of course.
Right.
I downloaded I think a cell phone service.
Okay.
It's called Text Now. I don't know if you know about it.
Okay,
Yeah, it's called Text Now, which basically gives you another phone number.
Right.
Well, of course, I used this area code because you know I want
So
people
was
to
that
recognize.
was that free?
Yes, that was free.
Perfect.
Yeah, that was real free. Yeah, that was free. So I used that, and you know, I just call from that number.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, and I just call from that number, calling people to people.
So you just went down that list of 70 people.
I just went down.
Yeah. Okay. So you had your criteria, and then you had, you know, Text Now, the app, so you can use the area code associated to the market that you're targeting, and then you just went down that list. And so how did you feel when you first started calling that list? You did a little bit of cold calling before, but but there's still some nerves or have a little anxiety or
Actually, that time for some reason that morning there was some fire in me. Like,
really?
I was like, because I was so determined to get my first deal. I was like, I can't wait this long anymore. So I was like,
you just went.
One of y'all are in here. So I went through call, you know, not interested. I was like, okay, cool.
What was your I guess your opening line? What was your script? What'd you say? What was the thing?
I keep it simple. You know, I was like, hey, my name is George. Is this whoever? Because, you know, their name is on there too. Is this whoever? They're like, you know, sure or no, wrong number.
Right.
Of course. And I was like, hey, I'm a real estate investor here in this area, and I was just wondering if you would consider an offer on your property. Okay. If you're really willing to like sell your property.
Okay,
you know?
So you kept it very simple because I think a lot of times people try to complex and make it complex and whatnot, and so it's
are you interested?
Right? Are you interested or not?
Right.
There's no secret sauce to it. Like people like, oh, let me get your script. When you hear the script, right. And everyone knows what to say, but some people are just scared to say something. You know?
Right.
So Okay, so that was your script. You started calling them, and how'd you get your? I mean, how were the responses initially?
You know, some people were like, "How'd you get this number?"
Yeah.
Some people was like, you know, not interested.
Yeah.
Don't call me again.
Yeah.
But then, you know, that didn't, you know, stop me. I was
like,
I gotta get this money.
You were determined. Just okay. Next.
Right. I gotta get this money.
Yeah.
And then, you know, finally, you know, I finally hit this property. And
what was so how many phone numbers did you dial, you think?
I think it was it wasn't that much, honestly.
Really?
It was I'll say a good 20 to 25.
Really?
Yes.
Out of that 70, so it was pretty early on.
Yeah, it was pretty in the early stages. So
That's
yeah.
awesome.
So yeah, I finally hit a property owner that really, you know, needs to, you know, sell his house.
Okay.
And he was really motivated. Yes, he was like, yes, I have other properties that I own as well, but this one I want to sell it because, you know, my tenants just trashed the whole place.
Wow, okay.
And he's trying to focus more on his health, so he doesn't want to work because there was a mortgage on the house as well.
Okay.
So he doesn't want to deal with the mortgage, so he basically wanted to sell it to pay off his mortgage.
Got you.
So
those were his main, I guess, motivating factors.
Right.
You know, it was an absentee, a vacant property.
Mm-hmm.
Tenants trashed the place.
Right.
He wanted to get rid of it, concentrate on his other rentals.
Right.
And yeah, you said and you said he was getting a little older.
Yeah, he was getting a little older.
Yeah,
He's trying to focus on his health more.
Right,
so I was like,
right.
oh, ding, ding,
ding, ding, ding.
That's
he hit
that's
all the
it.
lists, all the check marks.
Yeah, that's it right there.
Okay.
So of course I hung up the phone. I was like, hey, let me call you back because I didn't run up the numbers.
Right. Okay.
Because I was like, hey, let me call you back.
Yeah.
I was like, how much you want to sell it for again? He was like, okay, 40,300.
That's what he said.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. He was like 40,300. I was like, okay. I'll call you back. Here's my number. Keep it. Save it as buyer.
Right.
And then, and then so I just, you know, run the numbers. Of course, I was still hesitant.
Right.
Because I don't know. I don't know if I'm really
if it's actually
right.
real.
Right. Because I was like, okay, maybe this is too high. Maybe this is, you know,
right.
It's not the right ARV. I was like, all right, cool.
Right.
It should be a little lower. Then, you know, of course, you know, I call you. I'll be like, hey, Matthew, what do you think? He was like, you're like, yeah, okay. Yeah, it needs to be lower.
Yeah.
I was like, okay. And I was just tweaking everything and, you know, and everything was just, you know, started coming together. And I was like, you know, here's the price, blah, blah, blah. The 40,000 actually worked. Actually, if I put in the repairs, when I put in the repairs for it as well, and everything just worked.
So go over those numbers. So what would you I guess price the ARV at and the repairs, and how much did you actually get it under contract?
Right.
Yeah.
So the ARV, if I can remember, was 120,000. And you know, you times it by 70,
right?
Of course, the 70 rule,
the
70% rule minus repairs, which was around because I didn't see the house yet.
Okay.
So I had like a range of repairs.
Yeah.
So just in case, you know, I need to know what really needs to be done to the house or whatever.
Right.
So I got my range of repairs, which was around 8,000 to 25,000.
Okay, that's a wide range.
Yeah. I was like, you know, just in case it's a full rehab.
Right.
There's an average number, you know, just in case it's like in the middle, and then like a low number just in case.
And you know, of course you're starting, so you may not be so familiar with the numbers, and I think a lot of people, they get stuck by the numbers.
Right.
And you know, you need to just get the deal done, get them under contract. It's not always about the numbers.
Right.
But that's good. You still took action. So,
right.
Okay, and so that was the ARV, the cost, and then.
And I took out my wholesale fee that I want to make.
Okay, and then he wanted it. You said for
40,300.
Why did he want that number specifically?
Because I feel like I know it's like a very specific number.
Yeah.
It's not like, you know, a straight up 40K.
Right.
But you know, I think that's the exact because he really just want to pay the mortgage.
Oh, really?
So I think he calculated himself. He was like, yes, this is how much I owe the mortgage company.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, cool.
Okay.
So that's how.
So he didn't want to get any cash for himself.
No, not actually. He just want to get it done with.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's. I was like,
That's good. Okay.
Yeah.
So you got those numbers,
Yeah.
and then how'd you put him under contract? Was it over email, or you met him in person?
No, I actually met him in person because I actually want to see the house.
Right.
And take pictures for my buyers later.
Right.
So yes, I put him under contract at the site.
Okay. And where'd you get your contracts from?
House of the Academy by Antonio Edwards.
Oh, right.
Yes, that's where I got it from.
Okay,
but
okay.
you know, it's a standard purchase.
Right.
Purchase. So
can
I guess
Google
you can find that anywhere.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be mine.
Right.
Or
Exactly.
Matthew's.
Yeah.
Because it's everywhere.
Yeah, and you can find them on Google. I think people are always stuck with the numbers or the send me a contract. Like, I get DMs or questions. Oh, what's your purchase and sale agreement? I still send it to them, but like, that's not what's important.
Right.
It's about talking to sellers and then getting them under contract. No matter what, it can be on a paper towel. So that's good. Okay, so you locked him up, you met with him, and so when you were talking to him, by the way, were you? So you sensed that motivation. I mean, were you able? Was he so motivated that you didn't really have to build rapport with him, or did you actually still went on that route? Because,
I mean, I built a little rapport with him.
Right.
Of course, how was your day?
Yeah.
I'm trying to tap into his business a little bit, but I was like, just the basic stuff. Of course, just a little bit. It wasn't too much that I need to get to know him.
Right. And and that's the thing with some sellers, you don't have to do that.
Right. You don't have to get to know
when they're
them.
very motivated,
They just want it to
money.
be off.
Yeah.
They just want it.
Yeah, you just have to gauge the different personalities that you're dealing with. Because some people just want to, handle business and that's it.
Right. I'm that type, by the way.
Right.
I just want to. I'm not a rapport builder.
Right.
I mean, I will do, put my little 2 cents in.
Right.
But I'm not. I'm just like, okay.
Yeah.
Sign the contract.
Yeah.
Let me go my way. Let me help.
Okay.
But,
Perfect.
But he was. He really wanted to get it sold.
That's good. Mm-hmm. So you got it on the contract, $40,300, and then next it's like the disposition where you trying to sell the contract.
Right.
So number one, how'd you find your buyers? What'd you price it at after you got it under contract and other things like that?
Right. I'm gonna go back a little bit while I start to learn how to do this wholesale business thing.
Right.
I started to create my cash buyers list from like 2 years ago.
Right. I mean, sorry.
But it gets outdated because I never used it during that time.
Right.
So of course I had some people in there who were still valid and stuff like that. So I filter out the bad ones or whatever.
Perfect.
And basically I started calling people from my buyers list.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I already created one before and how I got them.
Over
Craigslist, Craigslist, people who renting houses, who's looking for properties to buy or whatever. So those were my first set of cash buyers.
Okay,
those were my first set of cash buyers. But then sadly, I never had a chance to go through those cash buyers because I also posted the deal as well because I was like, okay, I don't want to just only look for cash buyers on my list because there may be some other people that
put it out on a broader range
and who really wants to looking for properties to buy whatever.
Right.
I also put it on Facebook. I think it was a Facebook Marketplace, and also to that group, that Alliance group,
right? The RIA group.
Yes, the RIA Alliance group as well.
Exactly.
Get as much cash, get as much offers as I can.
Okay. And so how much did you market the contract for?
Okay, at first I marketed for, let me see, 70,000.
Oh, you were trying to go big.
I was really trying to go big. Go
big or go home. That's what I did actually on my first deal too, because I was reading Think and Grow Rich, and I had like all these things in my mind. I was like, mindset. I'm gonna go high.
Right, you gotta go hard.
Right. And but that's good.
Yeah, I first marketed for 70,000, 300, and then people. So even people from my buyers list when because I emailed them as well the deal, and people were like, show me the pictures, and can I meet and all that, especially on Facebook. Facebook was really. The main lead source because that's where my buyer came from.
Right.
But people were just flooding in. I was like, Because people don't understand. The easiest part is finding a buyer. Like that's the easiest part because I really didn't believe it because people like you got real estate investors talking about the buyers are like the easiest part.
Right.
They'll come for it.
They'll come if it's a deal.
Yeah, if it's a deal, they'll flood.
They'll get it.
And I was like, sure. I didn't believe it because it was just too good to be true at the time.
Right.
And then I just posted it on Facebook. I was like, messages. Even that one time I was talking to you.
Right. There's a bunch of
I was like, this is amazing.
Right. Exactly.
But then of course, I took the buyer to the property. We scheduled a time.
So this buyer was from the Facebook lead?
Yeah, she was from the Facebook marketplace.
Okay.
Yeah, and she also had another group. Have her own group, whatever. Of I think it was a mastermind or something.
Oh, really?
Yeah, her own investors that she's teaching or whatever. But Yeah. So she was interested.
Okay.
She was really, really interested.
So you contacted her, and she reached out to you saying, "Hey, I would like to see the property."
Yes. She was like, "I want to see the property."
Yeah, and then you guys scheduled and you showed her.
Yeah. The problem was that I couldn't market it for that price because they came in, buyers came in, they were like, yeah, this house is full gutted.
Right. We couldn't do 70.
It's
not worth 70 right now.
So they were just giving me offers like, they were trying to give me 45 for it. They was trying to give me 45. Everybody was like 45 and below.
Right.
I was like,
okay. No way.
At least 50,000.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, at least 50,000.
Okay. So how much? I guess you got it under 40 at 300. And how much did you assign it for?
I assigned it for 50,300.
300. Okay.
Yes.
So you made
10,000.
Hey, let's go.
I made 10,000 from it because actually that buyer, she couldn't sleep at night, I guess, because she was really thinking about it. Because I feel like that same day when she came in and looked at the property, there was another buyer that was coming in. I was meeting that day.
Really?
Too. Yeah. So he was, the other buyer was just looking around, and she had her crew in the side.
Really? So they were there at the same time?
Yes, they were there at the same time. So, and I don't know if they was doing some decision making or whatever.
Really?
But
that's great.
Yeah, basically all the buyers that I had that came to look at the property, they all wanted it, but not for the price that I was trying to go to. But I was like, all right, I see a trend.
Right.
So I was like, maybe because their experience or whatever. Yeah. So I was like, all right, let me bring it down. Yeah.
Perfect. So that's good because when you have a deal, the buyers will come. Right. So. That's good that you had other people come.
Right.
I do believe you could have gotten it higher. Probably,
I do believe it too.
Because of all of the interest. So next time when you have all these buyers here, you can just let them know, hey, I'm going to get the highest and best offer.
Right.
I know I worked hard for this deal. So what I'm asking is the limit.
Right.
So you could have gotten, I think, probably 5 more.
Yeah.
Possibly, but hey, you were closing your first deal.
Yeah, I was
like, I
see a trend.
And she was probably like one of the first ones most interested.
Yeah, and she was actually the only one with the highest offer.
Okay.
Yeah, she was actually the only. She was like, hey, I'll buy it for 50.
Okay.
So I was like,
perfect. Okay, and so
not?
50,300. You made 10,000. So how did the closing process go?
Actually,
title company and all that.
Actually, I was referred a title company from the buyer.
Okay.
Yeah, because I was just calling around, and also the one that you referred me to in Cleveland. Yeah, she was like the one in Cleveland.
The one in Cleveland.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes, the other one. They said they didn't do it anymore.
Yeah. Oh, dang.
So the one in Cleveland, but she was like, I'm not driving all the way in Cleveland.
Oh,
so I was like, okay, do you have any other title company do you prefer? She was like, yeah, it's a title company in Nashville. So I work with that title company. I send all my I scanned all my documents, send it to them.
Okay.
And they wire transfer me my
perfect. So how okay, let's say, how much work do you think you put into this actual deal? Like, if you can count the hours, the number of calls, just in this specific deal, not
this specific deal. Like, you want the number of hours?
Yeah.
Okay, I would say a good.
From showing the buyers, from calling that list to speaking with the seller?
Because it only took a week, honestly.
Right.
It took a week for me to find a buyer to accept my offer
Right.
or whatever. So I would say,
Yeah, but the actual hours, not like the whole
I'm trying to think. Because it feels like I haven't, like, worked that much.
Right.
Because
Exactly.
the style that I do it. But it's like, I'll just, based on how I feel, a good 10 hours.
10 hours, wow.
Yeah,
and you made $10,000.
Right.
That's
right.
$1,000 an hour. It was just crazy.
Right. So a good 10 hours for that week, actually.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
not for the day.
Right. I got you.
For that 1 week.
Got you.
So
okay, so around 10 hours, $10,000. And
could be lower. But
could be lower. Could be. Yeah.
Because I wasn't really calculating.
Right.
I was just, my first day, I was just so hungry. I was like,
Yeah.
I'll do anything.
Got you. Okay.
Yeah.
So I guess from the initial, so you called this person January 5th.
Mm-hmm.
And when did you actually like close and receive your?
I think it's that the next Sunday. Wait, the closing?
Yeah, the closing when you
the
receive
closing.
Receive the check in your bank account.
I got it on the 27th
of January. So that's around like
I think it was 2 weeks.
3 weeks.
Yeah.
3 weeks.
From that? Yeah, 3 weeks from that.
Yeah. So I mean that's perfect from the initial to the closing. You were able to close fast.
Right.
So that's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, how do you feel, getting your first, how did it feel to get that deposit? Like,
honestly, to give you a real honest
Right.
reaction, I was like, where's the next person?
Hey, let's go.
I wasn't celebrating. I was like, this is something. It's something. I wasn't celebrating.
That's good to have that level mind.
Right. I was like, anybody can make. I put that in my mind that anybody can make the money that I make. So you always have to go and aim higher.
Right.
Okay. So I was like, of course I was happy.
Right.
Why not?
Yes, your first deal. Yeah.
I was happy. I'm happy that I can actually do this and this is actually doable.
Right.
So I was just
Okay.
happy. And
then
take what I need to take out of it.
Okay. Would you do, like, did you like celebrate a little bit, like, went out for dinner or bought a pair of shoes or
No.
I
haven't bought anything
some
like
travel
that.
plans
No,
or a little bit? No.
Okay. I haven't bought any. Just paid my bills, man.
Okay. Pay your bills. I like that.
Pay my debt.
Okay.
Try to reduce my debt a little bit.
I got you.
That's the first thing that I do.
Hey, you're smart.
Yeah.
So I guess with the rest of the money, I mean, what do you plan on doing? You plan on
honestly put it back into the business that I already have.
Yeah.
And also, of course, tithes and offering.
Amen. Tithes. See, he ties you all. Okay.
And whatever that comes, because I'm not trying to, because for me, it's yes, I had $10,000, but I'm not trying to waste all my money.
Exactly.
So like if I need to eat,
right, you're good. Yeah.
Emergency.
Got you.
There we go.
So and just some words of advice, because I've been reading this book called Profit First, and so when you receive money, even if you have bills, it's okay to take like 5%, just put it into another bank account just for profit.
Right.
And then set aside, your taxes.
Right.
And then the rest can go to paying off bills and back into marketing.
Right.
And
that's what I do.
And it's always good, even if it's $100, $200.
Yeah, yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, but me, I'm not like, unless I know that I have money.
Right, exactly. Because
I'm not the splurging type.
Right.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I'm not the splurging type. So I'm just like, I'm just keeping it simple right now.
Got you.
Trying to focus on finding my next deal on how I can make a better profit.
Okay, so I guess from here on out, how is your business going to change, or where are you going to continue doing, or what are you going to do from here on out?
From here on out, of course, I'm still trying to do this by myself.
Right.
And I have other things going on. Of course, like I told you,
school and stuff. Yeah.
Those kind of like try to stop me.
Right.
But I still put out some time. It forces me to create a schedule.
Yeah.
So I could be like, oh, okay. this time I have to start cold calling people.
Got you.
So basically, is just integrating the business into my lifestyle or my schedule,
right?
So that I won't forget about it, you know, and just continue it.
Right.
What I'm saying?
That makes sense. That makes sense. Perfect sense. Okay, and yeah, just I would say because a lot of times people, when they get their first deal, they want to try so many different marketing channels.
Right. Stick to what you know.
Right. Stick to what you know. How you got your first deal.
Right.
Master that. Duplicate that into multiple deals.
Right.
Don't go off spending so much money on other things.
Right.
And just the same way you got your first deal, that's how you're gonna get your second, third, and fourth.
Like I said, like unless I'm doing this, like, you know,
right,
pound for pound, then I'm gonna be like, okay.
Yeah.
What other systems I can use to automate?
Exactly.
You know, but now I'm just, you know, baby steps.
Baby steps. I like that. Okay.
So yeah.
Got you. And so right now, you know, do you have any deals in the pipeline? Are you working on anything?
Man, oh man, school just got me. But you know, I'm still trying. I'm still trying. You know, this week I called, you know, a seller. You know, she's renting the property and she has like tenants in there, still trying to get around that.
Right.
And it is a deal.
Yeah, it's a deal, but
it's like,
how do you maneuver that?
Right.
Okay.
So it's like
perfect.
That's another, and you know, of course, I'm gonna continue cold calling.
Hey, I like that.
Try to integrate it, even though at least an hour or two, based on my schedule. At least an hour or two, I can just, you know, not a week, a day.
I like that.
Can't be a week.
Right. Okay, and you know, I actually want to start implementing more of that because it's more cost effective.
Right.
Yeah, because I mean, direct mail is expensive.
I was
like,
you got that.
And so, I mean, you know, I'm learning a lot from you for sure.
Right.
Okay. And then I'm just going to have some closing remarks. Make sure you all subscribe, comment down below, and like this video. And then before we go on, we'll just leave it with you. If you have any tips or words of advice for someone finding their first deal, you know, just finding their first deal.
Just find their first deal.
Yeah.
Guys, just don't sweat it. Don't sweat it. Don't sweat it. Just, you know, okay. Learn about the business, yes, but don't stay in there too. Don't be like me, who just stayed in there, just learn.
Analysis paralysis.
And not doing anything.
Exactly.
When you learn a step, implement it. So that's basically my advice. Like, just go ahead. As soon as you learn something, do it.
Even if you're not perfect, you're gonna make mistakes.
Right, you're gonna make mistakes, but you know there's always someone there for you that needs your help.
Exactly. So
that's my, and also, you know, be smart with it too. Like,
that's true.
Yeah, be smart with it. You know, do your thing. You got it. I believe in y'all. Y'all can do this.
Hey.
I don't really know why.
I like
this, man.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. All right. Action. Thank you, George, once again for being on my channel, and I hope this inspires you all to go out there, get your first deal,
for sure.
And then I'll see you all in the next one. Hey.